Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Michelle, and here on my channel I post a new video every single Monday talking about my personal budget and my personal finance. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, please subscribe so you don't miss when I post a new video. So if you saw last week's video, I talked about how I'm changing how I'm doing my YouTube channel, and I'm going down to one video a week instead of the two that I would normally do. I'm no longer doing my weight loss journey. If you're interested in seeing any of that, I'll post the playlist up here. I will be posting random videos here and there whenever I feel like it about other topics on just what interests me. Hopefully that's okay with all of you guys, but that's just the best way that I've come up with for myself to be able to do this without feeling like I'm getting burnt out. So this week we are doing my budget with me for May part 2. So like I said, if you saw last week's video, I did part 1 for May's budget with me. I do bi-weekly budget with me videos because I do a bi-weekly budget. So that's what works best for me. So I get paid bi-weekly. Every 2 weeks I get paid, and I like to pay all of my bills that I can with my first paycheck. The rest of the money goes to debt, and then everything else is gonna go on my second paycheck, which is what I'm gonna be talking about today. So do keep in mind, this is just my personal budget, my personal income. I live with my fiance, Roger, and we are a 2-income household, and we do all of our finances completely separately. So he has his own income, his own bills, everything is separate. This is just my income and my expenses that I'm responsible for. So it's not the whole household that you're seeing here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's video, and let's see how we are budgeting for part 2 for May. Okay, so for May part 2, so in part 2 I have 2 different streams of income. So the first one is just my paycheck, and then I have the money that my fiance Roger gives me for the mortgage. So for my paycheck, I am budgeting $1,800, and for the money Roger gives me, he always gives me $400. And that is the money, I just count it as extra income. That's the money he gives me for the mortgage. It's a lot less than his half of the mortgage, but that's just because we take out my half of the car payment because he's responsible for making that payment. So we just settled on him giving me $400 every month for that. So for my total income for this pay period, I am budgeting a total of $2,200. So next for my expenses, so I paid the majority of like all of my bills with my first paycheck. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it up here. You can check that one out. So the only expense, like my actual bills that I have for my second paycheck is going to be the mortgage. So that's the only bill that I wasn't able to pay completely with my other paycheck. And instead of just like keeping some of that money, I allocated it differently. So my mortgage payment is $1,426 a month. So that brings my total my total expenses for this pay period to $1,426. So next up for my debts. So like I mentioned in my last video, I did put money back on my credit card. So I have my bank card. And I also have my student loan that I'm starting to try to pay off. So for my bank card, I am budgeting to pay $461, and that should completely pay off my credit card. So I should be credit card debt free again, but stay tuned to next week's video. I'm going to be doing my debt snowball update, and we'll see how that goes. So for my student loan, I am budgeting to pay $130. And that brings my total debt that I'm budgeting to pay is $591. So I actually made this template like a couple weeks ago, and I added something else recently. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this in. So a savings line item. I just have one, and it's gonna be my house fund. So I'm going to start doing things a little bit differently, and I'm not going to get into it in this video. I'm going to probably go pretty in depth on like my new financial goals, my new plans, how I'm going to be doing my budget differently in June's budget with me. So make sure you're subscribed so you see all of that. But I am starting it with this paycheck. So if you want to see what I'm going to be doing differently, make sure you stay tuned to June's budget with me, because I'll be going over it in that video. But for my house fund, I am going to be saving $183, and I don't have room for a total. Sorry. Like I said, I didn't know I was going to be doing it like this when I made this little like outline. So if you take my biweekly income of $2,200 minus my expenses of $1,426 minus my debt of $591 minus my savings now of $183, you will get $0, making it a zero-based budget. Alrighty, so that was part 2 for May's budget with me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.